the Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. Welcome to the 2023 New Hampshire Governor's Arts Awards, presented by the New Hampshire State Council on the Arts, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube from state-of-the-art facilities Studio Lab in Derry. Tonight's celebration is made possible by presenting sponsor Christopher James Ward. We'd also like to thank Xfinity, Peter Paul Wines, Waterstone Properties, and many other generous donors. Thank you for your support. And now, I'd like to welcome Arts Champion for the 603, Governor Chris Sununu.
Well, that was great. Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the awardees, our sponsors, our guests, all of the different viewers. Thank you for joining us and watching this evening. So, for more than 40 years, the Governor's Arts Awards have recognized and honored exceptional individuals all across this great state, organizations and communities for their contributions to the cultural life of what makes New Hampshire so great. Here in New Hampshire, arts and culture, it's one of the economic drivers of our state. It's one of the things that really makes the Granite State what it is. Now, many downtown revitalization efforts have been led by the arts organizations, the artists, their preserving efforts, building cultural anchors that drive traffic back and forth between downtown areas, they kickstart development, and all of their efforts that really help bring neighborhoods back to life across New Hampshire. Now, arts education, it stimulates a lot of creative thinking. And it can provide an on-ramp in fields that you wouldn't even think of, like STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. All of these things really connect and link to the arts in our schools and in the educational opportunities that we provide kids. They've proven to be an incredible therapeutic tool as well. We know that with the elderly care, substance abuse and use recovery, and throughout our entire mental health system of all ages. Now, over the years, we've been able to recognize some of our Granite State arts heroes, and this year is no exception. But before we introduce this year's awardees, I want to take a moment and introduce our house band that a lot of you have been listening to for the evening, the highly acclaimed Jordan TW Trio. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Pretty awesome stuff. Now, for more than a decade, fiddler and singer Jordan Terrell-Wasaki, guitarist Matthew Jensen, and bassist Chris Noyes have become known for putting their fresh spin onto Celtic music, and they create a very unique and imaginative sound. So thank you guys so much for being part of tonight. Now, you'll notice this evening that each of our awardees will receive what has become recognized as really the iconic statue for the Governor's Arts Awards. They are created and hand-produced by Berlin artist Andre Belanger. In 2021, for the first time, we commissioned videographer Jonathan Geddes to make short films, really, about each of the 7 award recipients. They were received so well by all of you back in 2021 that, well, we've done it again this year. So another great addition to not just what we're doing this year, but hopefully in the years to come. Now, this year, in addition to those of you watching from home or at work, we have folks who have gathered at watch parties all across the state to make the event even more accessible to folks all around New Hampshire. I'd like to give a shout out to some of those, and a big thanks to the Colonial Theater in Keene, the Loading Dock in Littleton, and Positive Street Art with our friends down in Nashua. Now, this fall, we've had a new executive director take the helm of the New Hampshire State Council on the Arts. Very exciting. Adele Bowman. She said I could say it any way I wanted, so it's okay. Look, Adele brings an incredibly wide range of experiences to her position. As an artist, a graphic designer, her administrator working in children's behavioral health, as a facilitator, as someone who's really worked with the state of New Hampshire for a number of years in all these different aspects. And as we've been discussing, art comes into play whether you're talking about education, whether you're talking about mental health, whether you're talking about therapeutic recovery. There's so much more to what the arts can provide than maybe the average person knows. And to have that experience come to New Hampshire, not just celebrate all the artists that we're celebrating here tonight, but make sure that we're touching every single corner of the state with the incredible skills that come to bear. We just couldn't be more excited to have Adele at the helm. Now, tonight, we're also going to ask Adele to come and present these beautiful statues to all of our different awardees. So, again, Adele, we are so grateful to have you on board. Why don't you come on up and you can get us kicked off with your first ever Governor Arts Awards. Congratulations. Great to see you.
Thank you, Governor. You too. I look forward to the opportunity to make my way around the state and meet many of you who are watching. But for tonight, thank you for tuning in. Now let's get started. Our first award tonight is the Arts Education Award, which recognizes an individual, nonprofit organization, school district, or community that has made an outstanding contribution to arts education within the past 3 years. The award is sponsored by New England College. This year's awardee is the Racial Unity Team for their Arts in Action project. Accepting for them are Ken Mendes and Sylvia Foster.
And we needed to bring the community to the classroom. And so the Arts in Action project helps students see the outside world, because ultimately those students are going to be in the outside world. And today, most of the students go through a very closed environment. And we wanted to make sure that they are already prepared to participate in that diverse community.
We've extended our definition of art to incorporate writing and poetry and artistic expression, singing and songwriting, and we really give the students the opportunity to choose whichever topic they want in whichever medium they want to express that. And I think that gives students the freedom and the power to really express a change they want to see, and then it shows them that people are willing to listen and support them in that direction.
The sort of magic sauce that community adds to a classroom has probably been one of the biggest takeaways that I've had from working with this project. In addition, we have amazing artists in our community surrounding us, and when they see what students are trying to do, they become engaged with our students and help push them in directions and in ways that we never dreamed were possible either.
Arts in Action is extremely important for students because it gives them a voice. It's targeted at the youth that are coming in of age into adulthood, and oftentimes they don't have a platform for that or preparation.
We originally wanted to help students discuss what it's like to be bullied, or how they've seen their friends be bullied, and what could we do to introduce voices who had been through it and had used the arts as a way out of despair, and brought their community a way to express what it would be like to live without all of that unfairness.
Everyone benefits, especially when you're talking about the youth and they're bringing their families, and it's the ripple effects that they have outward is actually huge. And to me, the only way that you can make change is by the small, incremental things that bring us all together.
They see that their passion can change the world.
Seeing the kids be involved and be excited about it, and listening to what they have to say and seeing what they have to say, and it's a win-win for everyone.
I was really excited to do this project because it was something new for me, and there was a lot of collaborating, especially once we got to that final piece where we were all painting the huge mural, and it was really just eye-opening.
I learned so much from this experience, my colleague did, so it's really moving, and it really full circle moment when it all came together.
It is such a big part of a lot of people's lives, and getting recognition for the work that goes into it and the experiences that come out of it is really amazing.
I love the program. A lot of it was really self-motivated, so whatever I wanted to do, I could do it. Just as a student, it's a really great way to just express yourself, and students deserve a voice, and that we get to have a shared space where we can make art and make something impactful for the world.
We've always known that what we're doing is important for students, and then to have it receive this award was really powerful.
What's exciting for me about this program is that the students talk to their parents. So we're reaching the parents through the students. And that is exciting for me because parents are supporting their students. And that has helped us grow. The volunteers are the backbone of the Racial Unity Team. And you heard from the teachers, they are wonderfully excited about this because we're bringing resources into the classroom for them. We're sending out a group of students now that will be confident in themselves. Once you have that confidence, no one's going to take that away from you.
Congratulations.
We want to thank the students who created such beautiful work and the teachers who gave the students all the tools that they could to create a world free from bias. This award is yours.
I want to thank the supporters that made this possible. And I want to leave you with a quote and the quote basically says that everything you encounter cannot be solved. What we need to do is pick and choose what needs to be done. Thank you for this award.
The Arts and Health Award, sponsored by Northeast Delta Dental, recognizes an individual or New Hampshire nonprofit organization for providing increased access to the arts for people in healthcare settings and/or with physical, mental, or emotional disabilities. This year, the award goes to the Currier Museum of Art for their uniquely collaborative Art for Vets program.
Since 1929, the Currier Museum of Art has been centered here in Manchester, New Hampshire. In the last decade and or more, we've really focused on providing impactful programs for our most in-need communities through the large suite of art and wellness programs that we run today. We are centered in community, and that's a part of our mission. It's the heart of our mission, to be centered in community. And we are a museum that strives to reach everyone. So we have upwards of 10 different art and wellness programs year-round. In those 10 programs combined, we're serving over 1,000 individuals.
The Currier's Arts for Vets program is designed to increase opportunities for arts and humanities engagement for New Hampshire's veterans, active duty military, and their family members. So the Arts for Vets program has served to date over 200 veterans, and it's growing. Each creative cohort, we have between 6 and 12 participants, and we bring veterans together through art viewing within the galleries of the Currier Museum of Art and through art making in the art studios. Each veteran has a unique story. Each veteran has a unique experience, and art is a great way to explore that and to share that in a non-judgmental way.
The Art of Hope program provides families a moment of respite during the time that's very stressful for them if they have a loved one with a substance use disorder. And the people that lead the program guide discussions on substance use disorder, and then they also guide us through creative art projects. I mean, I feel art enriches a community. It brings beauty, it brings a different interpretation of the world, it can help you see things differently, so it very much enriches people's lives. I'm not aware of any other museum that does this kind of program, and I know that when I've spoke to staff, I've learned that this is the only program of its kind in the country. So this program really is supporting the community, and it was just a very therapeutic experience.
We're driven to serve communities that we felt were in need of the experience of connecting with art and the therapeutic practice of creativity in guided situations in our galleries and our classrooms. These programs are free, they're accessible to all, and if you're in the museum on a Tuesday afternoon, you will hear these classrooms, the energy and the joy, the celebration of creativity from these classrooms, no matter where you are in this building. And they have become a family, and many of these students, like Betsy, have been coming to these classes for many, many years.
I like the fact that it's a fun thing for me to do, and also I make necklace out of these, and my favorite.
The better that we can spread the joy of arts experiences, the better we are serving our community through the visual arts. We can't be more grateful for the award. We are incredibly proud of this work. We're incredibly honored to work with nonprofits and to work with families and individuals, and we're incredibly honored to be recognized in this way.
Accepting the award tonight on behalf of the Currier Museum of Art is Bruce McCall. Congratulations. You're welcome. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Adele. On behalf of the Currier staff and Board of Trustees, I'm honored to receive this award. I have to say that I wouldn't be here without the confidence and trust of so many people that have made our art and wellness programs a reality. Foremost, my staff, Corey Lyford, Lucy Amaro-Chamara, and Suzanne Canali, and a team of talented teaching artists and mentors. They make arts-based wellness practices happen in our museum each and every day. Thanks also to our nonprofit partners who have aligned their work with us, spreading the joy of creativity to an ever-widening community. And to our dear friends at the Manchester VA Hospital who nominated us for this award. We're honored to partner with them. To the diverse communities we serve, thank you for your trust. We are inspired by your presence in our galleries and our classrooms, and we learn and grow alongside of you. And finally, I really want to express my gratitude to our colleagues at the New Hampshire Council on the Arts. You have supported us, every one of our wellness programs over the last decade with critical seed funding. Your steadfast belief in arts-based wellness practices is truly laudable. Thank you.
The Creative Communities Award, sponsored by Eversource, recognizes a city, town, or village government or community-wide organization or an individual that significantly fostered the arts through funding and/or program initiatives within the past 3 years. This year's awardee is Creative Guts.
I'm Laura Harper-Lake.
And I'm Sarah Reitzman.
And we are Creative Guts. So Creative Guts started as a podcast where we interview creatives of all different disciplines to give them an opportunity to put themselves out there and to inspire others. Later on, it formed into a nonprofit where we do a lot of creative-based programming for creatives and for people who do not identify as creatives yet. So the podcast is for everybody. We want to give creatives a platform so that they can share their stories with the world, but we want the world to feel inspired to then go out and do their own creative practice. So it's artists, writers, dancers, chefs, videographers, the gambit. And we really want to make sure that people have an opportunity to get out there even more. And we really want everyone just to feel like it's something that everyone has, they can achieve it.
And there's this really beautiful thing that happens, and we've noticed it in interviews, and folks who listen to every interview might notice that there's these sort of reoccurring themes that no matter how sort of amazing or celebrity the creatives are that we're interviewing, that we all sort of experience the same things. Like imposter syndrome comes up in almost every single interview. And so truly it's like this way for us all to connect with each other through these shared stories.
Creative Guts has provided the opportunity to network with so many other artists and individuals in our community. And I'm an art teacher by day and an artist by night, and so to be able to reach out to some of these artists who are on the podcast and say, hey, would you be interested in showing your work at our school, or painting a mural on our walls, or speaking with our students? It's just so inviting, and it just opens up this incredible network for shared joy and love of the arts. And our world needs more of that.
For someone who's up and coming to hear other artists talk about their experience and their process, it's invaluable, because we're all creative deep down.
I think at the heart of it, it's an open opportunity for people to find encouragement to express themselves.
A part of Creative Guts' mission is to try to be as accessible as possible with what we provide. So along with the podcast, we produce a lot of zines where creatives can submit their work. So putting the spotlight on the folks that are making this place even more special to be in, the state of New Hampshire, it's really amazing.
Yeah, we know that creativity and art is important to the economy, to the vibrancy of our community, so it's a big deal to recognize the people who are doing that work. It's really nice to bring people together.
Yeah.
That's what gives us life and what keeps us going.
Accepting the award on behalf of Creative Guts are Laura Harper-Lake and Sarah Reitzman. Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much to the New Hampshire State Council on the Arts and to the governor for this award. We'd like to recognize our board because we couldn't have done it without them. So Becky Barcy, our vice chair, Carla Dillon, our treasurer, Michael Durkee, and Angie Lane. And Michael and Angie are with us here tonight in the studio.
We'd also like to give a big thanks to the Rochester Museum of Fine Arts, Art Up Front Street Studios and Gallery, and Exeter High School for their partnership over the last few years. And we'd like to give a huge thank you to our listeners and our supporters of the podcast and the nonprofit. We appreciate you. So with that, show us your creative guts.
The Distinguished Arts Leadership Award, sponsored by Christine Dwyer, recognizes an individual who has played a substantial role in the advancement, direction, or management of a New Hampshire nonprofit arts organization. The 2023 award goes to sculptor John Weideman, co-founder and artistic director of the Andres Institute of Art.
We invite artists from all over the world. 3 artists for 3 weeks in the fall. And the intentionality of what we do is to bring another perspective of an individual's life. And I want to help artists learn about the importance of art in society, as it is in Europe and Asia and so on. So I say, come here, walk around, let your heart jump out and tell you what to do. As an artist, they have the whole world to work with. So we give them all the materials and tools they need and instruction if they need it, and they end up donating the work to the park. And they get to learn things about technology, new materials, new ideas, another way of thinking. It's learning to understand who you are in there, you know, and in that process I learn stuff. So I get that fun benefit. And that's how Paul and I ended up doing this symposium stuff here and incorporating the Andres Institute of Art. We create an experience up here. We have 140 acres. It's open to the public. And what we do with the symposia is we have an introductory gathering. The artists are introduced to the public. We give them a chance to see the process of how things are made and what it's made with, and the different kind of tools that are used for that kind of material. And the artist gets the energy of sharing their soul, their mind, their heart, you know, everything that they do to get this there. And it's just great fun, you know. To receive this award is encouraging, and it encourages me to do better, to keep going and recognize again all the people that have helped me get where I am, the people that gave me a space to work. And this is the result of a lot of people's energy and devotion and caring and tears and laughter. With this board of directors that I have, they're really doing well. They're being very creative, and I see that this is just going to grow and do its thing, and letting people have a place to go that's theirs. So I see good plans for this. I see more artists coming, and I see more artists learning and sharing that. To see an artist learn something new is a thrill. I mean, that's what they're here for. And it's just great to see that. And that's the other thing, is that the artists do share what they've learned here with their colleagues back home. And that's very important. And I think it's a lot of fun. You know? I'm John M. Weidman. I'm co-founder and artistic director of the Andres Institute of Art in Brookline, New Hampshire.
Congratulations, John.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Governor Sununu. And thank you, Selection Committee. I realize how much of a task that seems to be. Also, I would like to express my appreciation to all the people who supported me during my artistic journey. Special thanks to the Andres Institute of Art, the City of Nashua, other communities, and all the people and volunteers who have worked with me to put art in the public sector. This award I share with you. Art lives because it touches those who can enjoy it and those who can experience it. Thank you all.
The Folk Heritage Award recognizes a New Hampshire traditional folk artist who has made a significant contribution to their art form and the cultural community, reflecting a lifetime of achievement. The 2023 award, sponsored by Sanborn Mills Farms, goes to the Fiddling Thompsons.
Hi, I'm Vernish Thompson, and I'm a musician.
Hi, I'm Ryan Thompson, and I'm his dad.
And we are...
The Fiddling Thompsons. Music has always been in our family. When Vernish grew up playing together with me, we were performing all the time in our local community, playing in various different little towns for fairs and for concerts and for little festivals. And so I was thinking, well, we need a little catchy name because we're always performing out in public. And I was thinking, well, Fiddling Thompsons, you know, says it all. That's us, and that was our primary instruments for fiddles, even though we play a lot of other instruments.
So pretty much all the music we play is people music. I think for us it's really important to play music that we can play with other people, that we can enjoy more than even just the music. It's the culture and the connection you get with people. So I think pretty much any genre that allows us to do that is important to us. So folk music is something that you can find anywhere in the world. You know, folk music is kind of a synonymous term for just with music of the people. It's music that you play in times of trouble and in times of happiness. And for us, folk music kind of represents this greater feeling of like, oh, here, you know, we're doing it. We're making it happen. It's something that for us is super important that everybody gets to experience. You know, so I think it's a big part of what makes us is folk music.
And it's participatory. People play it together. I think that's a big point. Ever since I've been playing music, folk music, I've always had people from the local community come over and play music with us. And we feel like giving back to the community is an important thing. So receiving the Folk Heritage Award is a tremendous thing for us because it shows that some of the people that came before us and others that have been involved in some of the work that we've done find value in it, and so it makes us feel good about what we do.
Yeah, we both grew up playing with musicians here in the state that were prior winners, and we know how important those people are in our lives, and they've talked. Everyone's very fond of what we do here in the state to preserve culture, and I think it's kind of amazing that we have so many folks that play music full-time and do art full-time and get recognized for it. I think that's a really important thing. We've worked a lot, you know, to get to where we are, and we're honored.
Yeah. And the music of New Hampshire is the kind of music we go all over the place, and people seem to really enjoy I'm learning it because we have our contra dancing here and we have the various different ethnic styles of music, and it's nice to be able to take it other places and share it with other people.
I think for us, teaching and sharing folk music is something super important to us because we connected with most of the people we know in our lives through music. And we see this incredible connection that you can get just with any sort of art form. It's a way to bridge gaps and a way to meet people you may not ever meet prior if you hadn't been through one of these things. So for us, sharing music is just as important as playing it.
Congratulations to Ryan and Brennish.
The arts hold a unique place in our collective history. Art and music can be a vessel for our struggles and our triumphs. Our traditions and roots are kept alive through our personal connections, many of which we've made right here in the state, of Granite State of New Hampshire. And we'd like to thank those people for shaping who we are and providing a warm, creative blanket for us to flourish. We'd also like to extend a special thanks to all the musical mentors, some of which are actually outside here, over the years who have passed down the timeless tradition of New England music so that we may do the same, hopefully. Finally, we'd like to acknowledge the State Council on the Arts and Governor Chris Sununu for giving us this opportunity to share a piece of what we do with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Individual Arts Champion Award, sponsored by the Dupree Companies, recognizes a New Hampshire resident who has made a significant contribution to the support of the arts in New Hampshire. This year, we are honoring the Labrie family for the wide range of work they've done and continue to do to help make Portsmouth an arts destination. Michael Labrie will accept the award on behalf of the family.
Hi, I'm Michael Labrie.
I'm Pete Labrie.
And we are business partners and brothers and owners of Jimmy's Jazz and Blues Club. Jimmy's is located in the heart of downtown Portsmouth in a historic 1905 building that was originally built as the YMCA. So the entire history of this building has been about bringing community together, and that is very powerful.
And we're not just a music venue, we're a supper club. So you come in, you have your own table, sitting with your friends, you can have a great meal, catch some of the world's best jazz and blues artists. My father, James Labrie, who is the namesake for Jimmy's Jazz and Blues, raised my brother and I in Portsmouth, and he has always been a very strong contributor to the local community. We've tried to pick up that charge, if you will, and continue it on.
So this venue has allowed us to invite in nonprofits who are seeking to raise funds to further their own missions, such as PMAC, Seacoast Family Promise, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Gather, and very important to all of us and to the community.
I think the arts are incredibly important to any community, just because it just opens up the door and invites people in and gives a much deeper understanding of the culture for that area. As long as I can remember, we've always been immersed in art. I'm more of a blues guy, my brother's the jazz guy, so we go back and forth a little bit in regards to which we prefer, but it's just a wonderful environment to come in and experience an evening of music and culinary excellence.
Our guests are constantly coming up to us and from the bottom of their heart thanking us for bringing this to their hometown, and they can't believe that this is something that is occurring right here in downtown Portsmouth. We've been supporting a very important arts and music venues in Portsmouth And with the advent and opening of Mona, gotten into the visual arts, which has been very important to us. And looking around Jimmy's, you'll see the paintings everywhere on our walls.
We felt blessed when we heard that we had won this award. We've worked so hard over the last, it's been 7 years, it's 5 years in development, we've been open for almost 2 years. So when we're acknowledged by an award such as this, it makes us take a step back and realize that, yes, we've accomplished something great. So thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you to the Labrie family for everything you do to support arts and culture in Portsmouth. Congratulations.
The Labrie family is grateful for this recognition, and we're grateful to the Museum of New Art Portsmouth for nominating us. Thank you so much.
The Lottie Jacoby Living Treasure Award, sponsored by an anonymous donor, recognizes a professional New Hampshire artist in any discipline who has made a significant contribution to their art form and to the arts community of New Hampshire, reflecting a lifetime of achievement. This award is named for the late Lottie Jacoby, an international renowned photographer who emigrated from Germany and spent her later years as a resident of Deering, New Hampshire. This year, the award is presented to Greg Gathers of Pontine Theater.
My entire professional career has been here in New Hampshire, and it has almost exclusively been with Pontine Theater. My academic training was actually in the visual arts, and I moved to Portsmouth in 1979 right after graduating. And within maybe the first 6 months of coming here, I met Marguerite Matthews, the founder of Pontine, who had just founded Pontine about 2 years previously, and started making costumes for her. And within a few years, I was ensconced as the resident designer and beginning to act with the company. And it really was, that attraction was born out of a mutual vision that we shared about what kind of art we wanted to create and how we wanted to go about it. We just felt like an instant gravitation to one another. And so Pontine is a two-member ensemble. Everything that you see on stage when you see a Pontine performance is all created by Marguerite and myself, from script development, directing, acting choices, the costumes, the sets, everything is created by the actors who perform it. One of the things that we have become known for is focusing on subjects that are of interest, particularly to New Hampshire audiences. We do a lot of pieces that are based upon New England culture or interpretations of New England literature. And so we have grown to let audiences tell us what stories they want to hear. The story that we want to tell tells us what kind of acting style we use. Sometimes we use various forms of puppetry, like the three-dimensional puppets that are behind me, sometimes shadow puppets, sometimes video. Whatever the story needs is what we end up using. And so the pieces are very different from one another. This puppet was created for a piece called Dearly Earned, which is about the lives and experiences of 19th century New England textile mill workers. And she is based upon both a Japanese style of puppet called bunraku, in which the actors directly manipulate the puppets that are visible. It's a style we use a lot because we often go in and out of using puppets, and sometimes they have to just sit there and tableau while we go on and do other things. We do a lot of our touring work for senior audiences, and there's a powerful thing that happens when a theater performance where people come together and they share a story together, they share that experience together and get to talk about it, get to speak with us. Marguerite and I find that work extremely meaningful and very rewarding. For me, what's unique and really important and fundamental about experiencing a work of art is that art has the capacity to reach us on multiple levels at the same time. It's much more than an intellectual experience. It's also an emotional experience, can be a spiritual experience, can even be a physical experience. And there are very few times in life when all those aspects of our nature are brought together in the same place and we're made aware of it. And I think it makes for a very deep bonding experience between actors and audience and between audience members. The fact that that performance happens only in that moment with everybody's cooperation, it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless.
Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of all of us in the Granite State, congratulations to all of our awardees. We are so fortunate to have so many artists, art and culture organization, and historic resources within New Hampshire's borders. These are the things that define our communities, help drive our economy, and help make New Hampshire such a great place to live and work. We appreciate all of your contributions, and I want to encourage people to support New Hampshire's art organizations and artists themselves. A quick reminder that one way you can do that at a state level is to get a moose plate when you register your car. Again, congratulations and thanks again to all of you. Have a great evening.
I hope we didn't step on you too much. We were just trying to guess.